Thank you for joining us. Welcome to LumioseStation.
What's up, LumioseStation? You got PokeaimMD here, and today I have a standard match versus my buddy Blunder. Good friend of mine, great channel. I definitely encourage you guys to go check him out after this match. So, he's going to lead off with his Garchomp. I'm leading off with my Tyranitar. I am a Choice Scarf Tyranitar, but I can't knock out this Garchomp with any one hit since I'm not packing Ice Beam or Ice Punch. And the way he leads off with it leads to believe that he is most likely Focus Sash. So, going to switch out into my Thunderous, knowing that I can dodge an EQ and get it in before rocks, as he does end up setting up his rock. So right here I'm going to go right for the HP Ice. Honestly, I just want to break this Garchomp Sash. It is a big threat to my team, especially with a Sash, since it will be able to take any one hit. So able to bring him down to a Sash, as he's going to go for the Draco Meteor because he is actually a specially oriented Garchomp, which isn't too uncommon since they're either one or the other. So he's able to hit me with the Draco, as I am able to survive that, and I'm just going to go right for the safe HP Ice once again. He doesn't really have much that appreciates coming in, and damage is damage, so he ends up going out into his Raikou. Now, because I do have a Garchomp as well as a Tyranitar as two possible switch-ins, and let's say if he Volt switches, I get a free switch into my Garchomp, or if he goes for the HP Ice, I could potentially go out to T-Tar and Pursuit Trap him. I'm figuring that he doesn't want to be put in that situation, so I'm actually expecting him to want to hard switch or double back into his Garchomp, predicting either my Tyranitar to threaten it with the Earthquake, or my Garchomp to either force a potential speed tie or find out if I'm Scarf or not. So able to go right for the HP Ice and knock out his Garchomp on the switching, as now he's going to go right back out into his Raikou. And right here I decided that I would go for the safest play, which is going on to my Latias, as I would be able to take any one hit from this Raikou, and I wasn't expecting him to go for like Spec Shadow Ball or anything along those lines. So he ends up going right for the Volt Switch, and based on this damage I do find out that he is Choice Specs. So I've basically given up on trying to defog versus him, since he does have a Bisharp. I don't want to give this thing the free attack boost, so I'm going to stay in and go right for the Hidden Power Fire. I was predicting him to either go for Pursuit or the Knockoff, as I get off a hell of a lot on him, as he does end up going right for the Knockoff, which will be able to knock me out. So I do find out that he is Life Orb, and I'm thinking that I can go out to my Garchomp, I can get up my rocks expecting a Sucker Punch, and these rocks would either force him a defog or break his Dragonite's multi-scale, which he does have on his team. So I go for my rocks, as he predicts that very nicely, goes right for the knockoff. Does a hell of a lot to me, as Rough Skin plus Rocky Helmet is going to be able to knock him out. So now he's forced out into either his Dragonite, well, not really his Dragonite, but either his Azumarill or his Latias, and he decides to go right onto his Latias and go straight for the Draco. I basically put him in a position where he wouldn't be able to go for defog, because if he did, I would be able to knock him out with the Outrage, and Dragonite was more than likely not coming in because of the fact that its multi-scale would be broken, and you know, you want to try and preserve that as much as possible. So gonna go out into my T-Tar. I am a Scarf T-Tar. I'm pretty sure he knows this because he has seen me use this team before. So I'm gonna go right for the Crunch, as he ends up bringing his Azumarill. Now I was kind of scared about this Azumarill being Belly Drum, but I do have a Manaphy in the back with Energy Ball. So if anything, even if it got it to +6, Aqua Jet would not be able to knock me out, and I would be able to knock it out with the Energy Ball after that, especially with the prior damage. So I'm going to be forced out, since Scarf Tar actually puts in a lot of work to his team. Going to switch out into my Thunderous as Death Fodder, that way I can get the free switch into my Manaphy and threaten him with the Energy Ball. But actually predicting him to want to bring in his Raikou on the expected Energy Ball, or even me predicting his switch and going for Ice Beam and him wanting to bring in Raikou, I'm actually going to pull an aggressive double into my Tyranitar, as he doesn't bring in his Raikou, and he basically knows I'm Scarf. Based on the damage on his Azumarill, the fact that I brought it in on Latias, and the fact that I double switched right here, I'm pretty sure he knows that I'm Scarf. So once again, I'm going to go right for the safe Crunch. I don't want to go for Pursuit, because that'll give him a chance to get up a free DD with his Dragonite, which could potentially be a problem at +1. So I'm going to go right for the Crunch. He couldn't risk really switching in Azumarill, since it would be 2 KO'd, and at this range of HP, it would not be able to knock me out with the Aqua Jet. So he decides that Dragonite would be the least valuable member on his team, simply because he would not be able to get off a defog the way I am playing. So he goes for a last ditch Extreme Speed just to get off some damage on me, to the point where maybe he can knock me out with the Aqua Jet, as now he's going to bring in Azumarill. I'm not going to stay in, going to switch out into my Manaphy, knowing that I can eat up one Play Rough or even the Waterfall right here, as he makes a very excellent switch, pulls a double back into his Raikou, predicting my Manaphy. And at this point, I don't want my Tyranitar to take any damage from the Specs T-Bolt, nor do I want it getting potentially paralyzed by that T-Bolt. So, gonna leave in my Manaphy as Death Fodder, because Azumarill is actually really low to the point where I can knock it out with a Bullet Punch from my Mega Scizor. So, he's able to knock out my Manaphy, as I'm going to be able to bring out my Tyranitar, and Azumarill can't come in because after Rocks and with Sandstorm, it will go down to a Crunch. Latias can't come in because I can knock that out with a Crunch, so he's forced to sack his Raikou right here, as now he's going to be forced into his Azumarill, because Azumarill can survive one Crunch, and it will be able to knock me out with the Waterfall after that. But basically, T-Tar did a lot of work this battle, as you guys will see, and Azumarill will thankfully go down to the Sandstorm damage. So we're both down to our last Pokemon. I have a Mega Scizor, he has a Latias. Even if his Latias has HP Fire, I'm max Special Defense and max HP as the Mega Scizor, so HP Fire would not be able to knock me out, and my safest play is just going right for the knockoff, as I would be able to knock him out at that range of HP. So gonna Mega Evolve and go right for the knockoff, as he goes for his strongest move possible to hit me, the Defog. Nah, he basically just conceded defeat right here by going for Defog. Even a Draco crit or a T-Bolt crit or anything would not be able to knock me out. So just goes for a Defog, something was not able to get off the entire game, and I'm able to knock him out for the 1-0 in my favor. So yeah, good game, Blunder. Guys, go check him out. His link will be in the description. You can also check me out if you want. And until next time, later, Lumino. Blah, blah, blah. Great. I messed up at the end. Later, Lumiose.